Welcome to the first episode of the virtual Memade Holiday Fashion Show. Today's theme is Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving. The dress that you are seeing modeled is Vogue 1821. And happy Sunday. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and thank you for tuning into the first episode of the Memade Holiday Fashion Show series. My name is Talisha, and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and I welcome you to my channel. So today's videos is the kickoff for this series titled the virtual Memade Holiday Fashion Show. Every Sunday through December 26th, myself and a collaborator will post a holiday fashion inspired look based on a winter holiday. And on Thursday, December 23rd, a theme will also be posted in conjunction with the Little Red Dress Project. So please stay tuned because you don't want to miss all these amazing ladies and all of the amazing fashion. The looks will also be posted on Instagram every Sunday as well, and on that Thursday, and you can follow the hashtag to keep up, which is hashtag MM Holiday Fashion Show, and I'll go ahead and put that in the screen for you as well. So as you can tell by the intro, today's theme is Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving. These themes are in collaboration with Crystal of Crystalsewsandstuff and Heather of Textile Tailor Thoughts, and all three of us made a garment. So Crystal's garment focuses only on Friendsgiving, Heather's garment focuses on only Thanksgiving, and my garment focuses on both Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving. And as you continue to watch this video and watch the other ladies' videos, you will understand more how we incorporate our makes into the themes. And I just want to put this out there that as you see video clips and pictures of me in my garment, you will see the tags on my boots, and the reason for that is because we recently got a new washer and dryer, and when the washer was hooked up, something happened with the hose, and when the washer came on, water went everywhere, and the boots that I had that looked pretty much identical to these boots were ruined. I didn't even want to try to save them, so I purchased new boots. I wore them for this look, and I forgot to take the tag off, so that's what that's all about. So for my make, I made Vogue 1821 to support the themes of Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving. And before we talk about the make, I will give you a little background on what Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving is. So in North America, Thanksgiving is an annual national holiday marked by religious observances and a traditional meal that's centered around a turkey. It began as a day of thanksgiving and sacrifice for the blessing of the harvest and of the preceding year. The holiday commemorates a harvest festival celebrated by the Pilgrims in 1621 and is held in the U.S. on the fourth Thursday in November. So Thanksgiving happens to be my favorite holiday because I love the gathering of my family and eating the large scrumptious meals with the various different foods that are not always cooked on a regular basis year round. The true meaning of the definition of Thanksgiving is the act of giving thanks and the expression of gratitude. And I am always grateful and thankful for my family, for my health, and being blessed to have my family in my life to celebrate Thanksgiving with them while we are all living. And Friendsgiving is pretty much the same as Thanksgiving, except for it is celebrated with one's friends instead of family, and it's sometimes more casual, and the meals are not always surrounded by your traditional turkey. So it's a way to celebrate your friends the same way that you would celebrate your family. So myself, Crystal, and Heather all made garments and expressed through our personalities what we will wear for these holidays and why. So again, I made Vogue 1821 for my garment, and I picked this because I thought this dress served justice for both holidays, Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving. In my family, most of the women usually get dolled up for Thanksgiving with nice clothes, makeup, hair, you name it. Very similar to how one would look if you were going to church, and I felt like this garment meets both standards. On the other side of Friendsgiving, I do think it is chic but not overly dressed, and it would be very appropriate for Friendsgiving to celebrate with friends in a slightly more casual setting. And spoiler alert, I love it. So let's jump into the experience with this pattern. Again, Vogue 1821, love it. The pattern description is Mrs. Very loose fitting unlined dress that has a bias neck binding, dropped shoulders, 3/4 length sleeves ending in button cuffs with a continuous lap opening, side pockets, top stitching, and a frayed hem. There is only one view for this dress, and the fabric recommendations are corduroy, which is what I made my dress out of, lightweight denim, and linen blends. The sewing skill level is set as easy, and I do agree that it is easy. I used 8 pattern pieces to make this dress, and the pattern pieces that I used were the front, the back, the pockets, the pocket facing, sleeves, a cuff, continuous lap, and the neck binding. The notions that you need to make this is going to be your thread and 2 1/2-inch buttons for the cuff. The pattern sizing comes in extra small and it ends in extra large, and the size that I cut was a medium, which is always scary for me to do because I am considered a plus size woman. So whenever I cut something that is not in my normal size range, I feel like that it may not turn out the way it should, but it turned out perfectly fine, and in my opinion, I think it's perfect. I will say that before I cut the pattern out, I didn't know which size I was going to make because the finished measurements are not on the envelope, but they are printed on the front bodice pattern tissue paper, so that's how I was able to get the size that I was going to cut. So I do think that it looks like the model's dress on the pattern cover, definitely. The instructions were pretty much easy to follow except for one part, and I'll go into that a little later. And the things that I loved about this pattern was I like the shape of the dress. It reminds me of like a shift dress, but it's very different from a shift dress at the same time, and it gives me all the Vogue feels. I like that it's loose fitting. I like that it's unlined. I like that it has a bias neck binding. I love the cuffs, and I love the pockets. I also love the gathering that's in the back. There was nothing that I disliked about the pattern whatsoever except for some instructions. So the one thing that threw me off was the technique for constructing the pockets. The pockets are not constructed the way pockets are normally done, and I felt that the instructions were not 100% clear on what I was supposed to do. So I did it partially. I constructed it partially the way that the instructions said that you were supposed to do it, and then I just did my own thing after that because I'm not here for that, okay? I'm not here for that. I wanted to get it done, and I was stuck there a little bit too long, so I just did what I had to do to make it work, and it turned out fine. So that's what I meant by the instructions were pretty much easy to follow, except for that one area. And I did not put any research into it. I didn't go to the YouTube to try to look it up. I just did my own thing and it worked. As far as different techniques, I would have learned a new technique with the pocket feature, but I didn't fully learn it because it wasn't 100% clear. So, but I did learn how to fringe a hem. The instructions tell you how to fringe the hem, and I started doing it, but I opted out of it because it was just taking too long. So I had a couple of first time experiences with this pattern, and this was my first time sewing corduroy, and this was my first time attaching a pocket facing to a pocket. I had never heard of a pocket facing until now. So, you know, I've always said that I do love to learn new techniques along the way, and I got some experience with this pattern. So for my fabric, my main fabric is this olive green corduroy fabric that I absolutely love. And the fabric that I use for my pockets is this fabric that has a green colorway, and there's flowers and beads printed on it, and it's also kind of glittery, and I absolutely love it. It is 100% cotton, and I think it was just the perfect match for the lining of the pocket. I purchased this corduroy fabric from Joann Fabrics, and it was on sale for 40% off, and I got an additional 20% off by doing the curbside pickup. And I purchased 3 yards, but I only needed 2 3/4 yards to make the garment, and I used the rest to make my accessory that I will talk about shortly. I purchased the pocket lining fabric from Hobby Lobby back in the summer to make a top that I never made, but it did match with the main colorway, so I decided to use what I had at home versus going out to the store and buying more fabric. And if I still want to make the top that I originally had planned for this fabric, I would just go back to the store and look for it again, because I'm sure that it's still available. So the buttons that I used, I believe it's Laboon buttons from Joann Fabrics, and they were $2.50 for a pack of 6 or 8. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll put a picture in for you. And I only had to use 2, and I picked these up because I wanted like a dainty look for my buttons. I didn't want it to be like too out there, and I felt that these buttons achieve that look. I think they're super cute, and it fits perfectly with how I accessorize the dress. So as far as any alterations or changes to the dress, I did not top stitch the pockets because I didn't construct them as the instructions said to do, and I didn't want them to look weird by top stitching them if they weren't laying right or whatever. So I just left them as is because I felt like it did look okay even though they weren't top stitched down. However, I do think I may go back and just top stitch them by hand just so that they have that polished flat look, even though I think it looks okay, but I think it would look better with the top stitch. I also didn't top stitch the back seam where the gathers are, and that is only because I forgot to do it. And then once I remembered, I didn't go back to do it, but I will do that, and I will show you all what that looks like on like a monthly makes video. The only other change that I made is on the pattern. It shows a fringed hem. On the pattern cover, I should say, it shows a fringed hem, and the directions actually show you how to make that happen. I started making the fringe hem, which I actually preferred, but it was just taking too long. So I just decided to serge off what I had already fringed, and I made a narrow hem. Easy peasy, done. But I would definitely recommend this to others. Yes, this is a super chic, classy dress, and I feel that it screams fabulous and different. Like I said, a very Vogue feel, and my mother said the same thing when she saw it. She said, honey, that is so Vogue. So this pattern was just released this fall. So it is definitely available for you to purchase in your local Joann's and online. So if you like the way this dress look, or for yourself or for anyone as a gift, go ahead and pick it up. It's a way to look nice, chic, and classy without having a form-fitted dress, because it's loose fitting. And this is perfect for Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving, because the main thing that you do during that time is eat. And I have no time to worry about if my belly is gonna be sticking out, because this dress is gonna cover that for me. So I am here for that. So before we get on to the next section, I want to give a huge shout out to my sewing friend main course, who actually made this garment when it was first released. While I was constructing this pattern, I accidentally threw out my continuous lap pattern piece. I have only made like 2 garments with a continuous lap, and I didn't remember like how long or how wide they usually are because of my lack of experience with those pattern pieces. So I contacted Main Course on Instagram and asked her if she could measure the pattern piece and let me know how wide and how long it is, so that I could just draft the 2 that I needed for my cuffs. And she sent me a picture along with the measurements right away, so I was not even held up by my own fault throwing that pattern piece out. But I wasn't even held up in the process, because Main Course really came through for me and got me that information, and I really appreciate her for that. And I also kept bugging her about the size that she cut, because she is smaller than me, and I was really nervous about cutting a medium. But when she told me the size that she cut in comparison to me cutting a medium, I felt a little, just a little bit better about it. So I went ahead and cut the medium. But again, thank you so much, Main Course, for coming through for your sew sister. So for my accessories, as I mentioned earlier, I purchased 3 yards of this fabric for my corduroy fabric, and I only needed 2 3/4 of a yard to make the dress. And one night while I was trying to fall asleep, I opted out of browsing fabric online for the sake of me not wanting to go rogue and starting to buy more fabric again, because I don't need any. But I decided to look at different things on Instagram, and I came across this tote that a lot of people have made, and it's called the Scrunchie Tote by Cool Stitches. Look at this, it is so cute. I thought it was so cute, and the thing that caught my eye even more is that the one I saw on Instagram was the same exact color and made out of the same exact fabric, and oh my goodness, I just had to have it. So I went to the computer, I downloaded the PDF pattern, I cut it out, I taped it together, and I sewed it up. Here it is, and I love it. I love it. Look at the scrunchy handles. So it did take a few hours to do, from printing to putting it all together, but I absolutely love it. I love it. I used the remainder of the corduroy fabric from my dress, like I said, is my main fabric, and for the lining fabric, I used the same fabric that I use for the pockets inside of my dress. So everything matches on this dress, and on this bag it is a match. So the features that sold me on this tote, in addition to the fabric, was the square boxy style of the actual tote and the scrunchy handles. So the scrunchy part of this bag did take a bit of fabric that I really did not have left over. I had enough for the main bag, which is all one piece. But I didn't have enough for the handles. So what I did was I sewed up my scrap pieces. I sewed them all together, and then I had enough fabric, because it was long enough at that time, to make the straps. And I figured no one would notice if they were sewn together, because it would be scrunched up anyway. Like, you can't tell. And with corduroy, you can barely tell where the seam is. I mean, there's a seam right here on the side, and you can barely even tell that. So yeah, I knew it would basically just camouflage in with the scrunchies, and you can do this with any fabric because with it being scrunched up, nobody's gonna know. So I will put all of the information on how to get this pattern in the description box below. This is actually a free pattern. When you go to purchase it, it does have 5 pounds in the cart next to it, but all you have to do is change it to 0, and that is how you can get it for free. However, if you want, or if you can, pay the designer for her time, I'm sure she will be very appreciative and grateful of the donation, and you can donate whatever you would like. So again, I'll put everything in the description box below. So for my earrings, I am wearing a pair of earrings that I had picked up at Meyer. That was part of a 3-pack bundle that had silver and gold, and so I just wear these from time to time. So for my necklace, I wanted a dainty long necklace that was long but didn't have too much going on, and I didn't have anything in my collection at home because the ones that I had have disappeared. So while I was at the mall this past week, I stopped at Macy's and I picked up this necklace that to me is stunning and I love it. So now I will enter a few more pictures and clips of my outfit for Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving combined. Really love these patterns, the dress pattern and the tote pattern, and I feel that this dress was the perfect dress for this theme, and I also feel that this is a great dress for the fall season, and I am actually going to enter this dress into the Let's Sew Fall 2021 challenge that Zaji of Zaji Cali Makes is hosting. So, but yeah, please let me know in the comments what you think about this dress. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. I would truly love to hear your thoughts about this dress. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the gray notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload a video. Don't forget to go over to Crystal's channel and Heather's channel to watch their videos so that you can see what they made and what their take is on the holiday that they sewed for. Make sure you stay tuned for next week when Martika of Martika J Makes joins in on the fashion show where she is going to show you a holiday inspired look. Martika loves simple sews and finds them to be very versatile, and that is what she focuses on her channel. If you do not have time to watch them all right now, I have created a playlist that will have all of the videos for this series to make it easier for you to find. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for your support. Stay tuned for next week on Sunday as there will be a new theme for you all. I will also be making videos still during the midweek that is not part of the series, so please stay tuned for that as well. I want to thank you all again. I want to wish you a happy and well Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.